There we go. Record to the cloud. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. I am not Trish McFarlane, although I'm using her account. I'm Melissa B, coming to you live from sunny Scottsdale, Arizona. Don't be too jealous. Beautiful sunshine. I needed to get out of the Pittsburgh snow, and I'm actually here on a work trip with my husband, but I'm still working, and I'm super excited to work with you guys today and host this Power Hour with you. I don't know about you, but if you've been plugging into these, the momentum it is bringing into people's businesses is absolutely insane. And I think so many times it's because we feel like we're working, but really we're just scrolling social media. And we're like, man, I worked all day and I didn't get any customers. And if you're like me, it's like, yeah, you looked at other promoters' stories all day, right? And so this has just been incredible to really get to work, get to action, and hear what's working for other people. So with that being said, our first 15 minutes today is going to be prospecting. Prospecting is talking to brand new people that don't already drink ketones, okay? So this isn't following up, this is prospecting. I like to think about this as Facebook stalking. I'm really good at that, so I love this part. And it's Facebook stalking my dream business partners, because customers hopefully become business partners, right? And so where would your dream business partner hang out? What type of person would they follow on social media? What type of hashtags would they be using? Maybe for me, I'm going to go stalk this resort page for people that are staying here, right? And then make some connections when I'm here. That's awesome prospecting. And so I want you to just think about, where would your dream person or partner or customer hang out? What type of things would they follow? What type of Facebook groups would they be in? What type of Facebook or Instagram hashtags would they be using? And basically all you're doing at this time is you're not worrying about sending some big fancy message right now. You're just finding them, either sending a friend request, or when we get to the interaction part, you can do this a little bit more, but you're just like messaging it. They're saying hi, or being like, hey, I'm also staying at the Phoenician in Scottsdale. How are you doing? What's up? What are you here for? Right? So like just interacting messages. I'm not sending the challenge link. I'm not like inviting to our sneak peek calls or anything. I'm just Facebook stalking and friending or creating a relationship with people who I think would be awesome business partners. So again, brand new people, places you haven't searched before. Join some new Facebook groups if you're using Facebook. Follow some new Instagram hashtags if you're using Instagram, and just get a little bit creative in finding people. So that's what the first 15 minutes is, and then we'll share. So that's going to be 2:03 to 2:18, and I will see you then. All right. That was 15 minutes. Does anybody have one to share, something that worked for you, somebody new that you're following, something, an idea that you had? Don't all chat at once. But I think you can unmute yourself. If not, you can let me know in the chat.
I'll share.
Yay, hi.
Hi, guys. So what I've been noticing about prospecting as we've been going along with this process now, like being really consistent every single day. And I said this last night, but like, I've really shifted from quantity to quality, and the quality of people that I'm following through really specific guidelines and searches are really my people. And I'm just super excited. Like, and I just think like remembering that over and over again, that it is quality, like quality people, not just like how many people can I get into my network. So that's like a big aha that's been repeating itself a lot.
I love that. And I'm doing something really similar. I shared this right before we started prospecting. I had like an aha moment as I was giving instructions. So I'm here at this beautiful resort. It's expensive to stay here, right? Those are like my people that I want to like ketones. And so I not only followed it on Instagram, but also on Facebook. And I'm going through and seeing who is also here right now because my husband's in meetings all week. Like, let's shake up some ketones, right? And so again, I think quality is super important. The other thing with that too is if you know that you've just added a bunch of people to your network from a certain type of group, then you can pander your post towards them. But if you don't know where you're getting your humans from, you don't really know what to post, right? And so if you're getting them from marathon groups because you're a marathoner, you can make your posts fit to marathoners and things that they would like. But if you're just trying to get anybody from your group from a keto group, newsflash, those people are all sorts of crazy and you're not going to know what they like. And so getting really specific with who do I actually want to hang out with and have in my network is like the best advice ever. All right, awesome. Anyone else? Or are we ready to move on?
Hey, Melissa.
Hi.
Hi. So today's the 100th day of school. So that's why I look like this, first of all. And I went on and I just joined a bunch of second grade teacher groups because I can relate to them since I'm teaching second grade. So that was the route I took today.
Love it. And those are your people, and you'll actually have things to talk about and connect about once they join you or become part of your community. So I love that. And that's why authenticity is usually the word that comes up when I'm talking about prospecting is like, I don't run marathons. I'm not going to go join marathon groups. I don't even do keto. I should not be in keto groups. I'm eating pizza tonight. Like, I don't do it, right? And so that's why authenticity is so important. And just keep that in mind when we're prospecting. So I absolutely love that. All right. So let's hop. Oops, let me make sure you're all muted here. Hold on. Okay, so let's hop into the next one, which is interaction. Now, we do this in a row, in this order for a reason, because you've now prospected people. Your posts are going to show up on their wall or on their feed. So it's best to interact with those people, with your new people. Ask them a question, give a compliment. This is also where I keep a list. I call it my next promoters. I used to call it potential promoters, but just that small language shift has really helped me. So I go through my next promoter list. Most of them don't even know that they're on there yet. They're like my dream business partners. And I go onto their Facebook and I just compliment them. I say, oh my God, beautiful family, or oh, I love your hair today. Like, just so that you pop up in their mind and they're like, oh, I wonder what Melissa's doing, or oh, I'm gonna go look at her stuff right now, right? And so just interact with people. If you did just friend brand new people, this is where you can send them a message and say, hey Amy, I saw you post in the second grade teacher group. I'm also a second grade teacher in Pittsburgh. What's something you're working on with your kids this week? Anything you're really excited about teaching? Like, just be a normal human and interact and talk to people based on where you found them or what they're into. And if they're already on your prospect list, they're your dream business partner, somebody you've been thinking about having join you, again, just go and compliment, like their pictures, give them, ask a question, something. So just so that you kind of get in their mind and start to build relationships with these people. So that's going to be 222 to 232, and I'll see you in 10. Hey. All right, let's bring it back. How did everybody do? Did you have any good interactions? Anyone that you actually chatted with that responded to you? What you got? Nobody interacted. Macy, where you at? What'd you do?
I'm here. I was just pressing the button. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm back and forth between the baby and everything. So I have been in the Peloton groups, and for those of you that have been like consistently in these power hours, you've heard me say this before. So I ride a Peloton, so I'm going to be in the Peloton groups. So like Melissa was talking about being authentic. So I'm going to go to Peloton groups and find my people there. So I actually had a customer reach out to me today. He reached out to me and he purchased within like the same 10 minutes. And it was really cool because we were just talking about the Peloton. He was asking what kind of diet I follow. Ketones got like organically brought up, right? So he actually asked me. I didn't just say, hey, have you tried ketones before? Because a lot of times that scares people. So I'm so happy that he had just naturally asked me all on his own because I have scared people off. I think we all have. Where we get all excited and we like word vomit all over like, oh yeah. But listen, like I have learned to just let things happen organically and just kind of take a step back, breathe, and not be all like hyper over our customer. And I think that we forget to do that a lot of times. So just a little tip. I know we don't talk about that a lot, but just being real. I know I do that probably at least once a week still. I'm human. But I was really happy that he reached out to me. He asked, what kind of diet I followed, and that he had organically just brought up the conversation, and I got a sale in like 10 minutes. So just be authentic, like Melissa said, and just find your people. Don't go to groups that you have nothing in common with whatsoever, and it'll happen.
I love that. Trish always says, don't be weird, right? Like these are normal people. Like you're just having a conversation with people. So if you wouldn't talk that way in real life, you don't need to text it or say it on social media, right? So just talk to people and be a real human. So I love that. All right, next 10 minutes, we are adding value. The one thing I use for this, I kind of use this before I post something is this going to educate, inspire, or entertain? I ask myself that before I post. Is it going to educate, inspire, or entertain? Because you want to add value to people's lives. So kind of do an audit. Especially if you do a Facebook group, do an audit on yourself and go through and see like, am I just asking people to buy stuff all the time? Am I just asking for things, or am I giving? Because I promise you, the more you give, the more people will come to you and actually ask about ketones or ask what you're doing. And so today, I got this from Melissa May. I think forget what the hashtag was, but it was like, tell me about it Tuesday or something like that. And so I'm getting ready. You guys can hear me, right? Somebody else lost sound. So I'm getting ready to do a Tell Me About It Tuesday post in my group. I'm actually going to do a live video, and I'm going to tell them about a topic that I actually had them vote on, because then they have some say in it. So if you like this idea, do a poll in your group and say, hey, I want to educate you guys today. It's Tell Me About It Tuesday. What is something you would like to hear about? And the options I gave my group was counting macros. Do you want to hear about that? Because guess what? I don't do it. So I'm going to tell them I don't do it. Or do they want to hear about grocery shopping and kind of some tips for that? Because I'm a mom and I like to keep it really simple. So I'm going to tell them things like, hey, Taco Tuesday, you can still do it. Just do a taco salad. Hey, burger night, you can still do it. Just don't eat the bun. Like, I'm going to keep it really simple if that's what they vote for. Or the other one, and this is the one with the most votes right now, is how do I know if I'm in ketosis? And I'm going to tell my people, I don't pee on things. I did that when I was like pregnant. I don't do that anymore. I also don't test my blood. I don't want to prick myself every day. Like I don't want to do that. And so the way I know if I'm in ketosis is I drink ketones and I feel really good. And so that's what I'm going to do a video about today. So Tell Me About It Tuesday. That's how I'm going to add value. So I guess when's the last time you just gave, but you didn't ask for them to buy something? You're not like, here's some value and go buy a challenge, right? Like you're just giving value, giving to your group. So be an active participant, inspire, educate, and entertain. When you do these posts too, it doesn't always have to be something about keto. We're not experts. Like you could literally do a post about your mom life and take a picture of your crappy playroom that's trashed right now. You're going to attract other moms that have trash playrooms. Like if that's who you are, post those things too. Those are the things that attract our tribes to us. So just be real and be authentic. You don't have to go read about a topic to teach on it, if that makes sense. So for the next 10 minutes, we are going to educate, inspire, or entertain. Do some sort of a post or a live video, something in your group or in one of the groups that you're in. You could do it in your Peloton group, Macy. You could do it in your teacher group, Jen. So any of the groups you're in, just provide value to people. All right, 10 minutes. Okay, how did adding value go? Did anybody have a fun new topic, a new idea, something you scheduled for later? Did you do a poll in your group? Anyone want to share?
I will. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes and yes.
Okay. So this morning, I scheduled because I've been traveling all day. So I put a post on and it's awfully pathetic. So it entertains and it could inspire. I put a post on of my daughter, who is badass equestrian. She jumps like 4 feet. And then I put a picture on of myself jumping for the first time since I was 9 years old. I did a side by side. It's freaking funny. So, and I've gotten so many comments and likes on it. Didn't talk about ketones at all. So that was my inspire / entertain.
I love it. And I actually saw that post earlier and was like, oh my gosh, is that you? Like you were like, oh, I can only go 4 inches. I couldn't even get on a horse. So don't discredit yourself. You're
Thanks.
I love that. And that works for attraction too. And it's you being you and showcasing your family. Those are the things that make people see that we're real people, right? So if we're only posting about ketones, if we're only doing videos about urine strips, if we're only posting groceries, like those are all well and good, but like what are you sharing about your life that makes people say like, oh, she's just like me, right? So love that so much. Anyone else?
I'll go. Can you hear me?
We can. Go
Okay,
ahead.
cool. So I posted in a group that I'm more of a lurker in, but my kid, I'm doing the reboot and my kid was awake from 11:30 to 2:30 last night and all he wanted to do was eat. So I'm feeling it today, right? And so I just made a post about how I'm in the middle of the reboot, but that's all I said. That's all I'm doing is a fast. But I put a picture from last night of my kid eating with the dog with all the toys out. And then I asked for people to just give me all the mom memes. So hoping.
I love it. I love it. Real life stuff. Real life. That's what you need. So good. All right, guys. The next 10 minutes is all about, this is one of my favorite things because this is where we're really getting people to stop the scroll and we're doing some curiosity posts. The rule with these curiosity posts is that we're not like holding up a packet of ketones. We're not just holding up a can because people can, that's when they go Google it. They're like, oh, what's Melissa drinking? Let me go Google that, right? And so this is where you're piquing interest and creating curiosity without giving away all the details. I love, one of my favorite things I do for this because I stopped drinking alcohol once this lifestyle came into my life is like I'll pour Maui Punch into an actual wine glass and I'll hold that and I'll share a story about that. Like I traded my hangovers for feeling great. I traded my red wine for this insane mom juice. So you're creating curiosity without giving away everything and without saying, here's ketones, here's the website. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to create curiosity by doing a post. You can schedule something for later or do a live, but again, leave out the details. Don't say ketones. Don't give them like the whole packet, right? So you're just kind of sprinkling it in there, creating curiosity. I like to use my face for these ones. So we're not just taking a picture of our counter. We're making our face the product, be the product. And that's it. People want to know you. They want to know what you're doing. So just sprinkle in some curiosity without giving away the details. So 10 minutes for that, and I'll see you at 2:55. All right. Any curiosity ideas or posts or things that you were inspired by? A post you made for later? What do you have to share with us? Anyone want to go?
Hey, I'll go. You guys hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead, lady.
Okay. We've been doing the What's Your Hard challenge in our house. So I actually tried to commit to getting up at 6, and when I could not do that, I swapped it and I added 50 sit-ups in my day every day, and I've never done sit-ups. Isn't that ridiculous that I could easily commit to 50 sit-ups but not getting up at 6 a.m.? However, I now added 20 more. So I put my cup down on the floor with me doing sit-ups and have them take pictures of it. So I'm trying to finish that post to get that posted just to kind of share, and it kind of ties in what I've been doing with the What's Your Hard challenge and stuff, and it ties in not actually showing what I'm using to do those things.
I love that. Yep. I try to take pictures of my shaker and just sprinkle it into my posts without actually talking about what's in my shaker, but even just life. And then people will just ask, well, what is that? What are you doing? What are you drinking? It works in real life too, guys. Like if you go into the gas station, or not the gas station, but like my daughter's dance class, I'll take it into the waiting room because people always ask me what it is. So take these things with you. Wearing it alone, carrying it alone can create a lot of curiosity with people. So I love that. That's awesome. Anyone else have an idea?
I'll share. So you're okay. Sorry, we got little guy home with us. So one thing that I think is really important to do, like we talk so much about ketones and curiosity posts, and like that's a really great place to start. But like I also love doing breadcrumbs of curiosity about what it is I exactly do without actually putting it out there to the world. So I just made one about like I just traded back to work blues for business calls in my PJs. And then I started talking about like what, you know, I've asked for things and like whatever, like that all the blessings and opportunities that have come without actually saying like, I work for Prove It as a promoter, or since I joined Prove It, my life has changed. Like I just was saying all this stuff and I didn't even do a call to action, but like the same thing with ketones, like Melissa said, like the more you breadcrumb, you guys, like it's literally breadcrumb, like you should be dropping a breadcrumb every day, either about ketones or about this opportunity. It doesn't have to be call to action, right? Like, so like, what are some things you'd be like, you could take a picture of this right now and use it as a post for tomorrow and be like, like, I absolutely love being able to just have business. Like Stacy's like, I already did it. She's like, seriously, like you could be like, hey, like, love being able to have these business calls in the middle of the day. Like I've seen, like, I've done ones in the past where like I have like a nice sweater on and like legit like PJ gross, like crawled out of a dumpster bottoms on. Like, and I'm just like, business on top part, like, you know, like party on the bottom. Like, this is how I do, this is how I work now. Like, it's just little things like that that people have, they're like, well, what is it that she's doing? Like, so just keeping my business opportunity posts are really awesome for breadcrumbing too.
I love that. And it's so funny because I do it so often now, I don't even realize that I'm doing it. So like an hour ago, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me turn my camera around. You're going to really hate me for a second, but that's okay. So this is where I'm at right now. This is my view, and I'm literally working. So I took a picture of this and I posted on my group, like, I traded my classroom for this one, but don't be fooled. This is still a classroom. I'm still teaching. I'm still working. I can just do it from anywhere in the world. And that was it. I didn't say, I work for Prove It. I do that. Like, and people are like, wait, how? What is that? What are you doing? Like, they'll start to message me. And then I'm like, oh, we actually have a sneak peek thing if you want to come be a fly on the wall. Like, even then, I don't give all the details. I'm like, here, just come check it out. Come be a fly on the wall, you know? So I love breadcrumbing for the business and what we do. Get in a habit of just doing it regularly. So very cool. All right, last one is probably my favorite one, and I truly believe this is the most important thing ever. If you do nothing else but follow up, even if you only have 2 people to follow up with right now, that's how you create a sticky business. My first few months in this business, I didn't know what I was doing. I was hair on fire. It didn't matter. But I had tons of people slipping through my fingers because I wasn't following up. I wasn't asking the right questions, and I wasn't creating a relationship with people. So I'm going to show you my follow-up system. This does not have to be yours. The whole point of this, though, is make sure you have a system. If it's a binder like me, because I'm a teacher, if it's a binder, awesome. Here's mine. And we have these sheets available for you if you want them. If it's a Google spreadsheet, that's awesome too. If it's a pack of sticky notes for now, great, but you have to have something. People aren't just going to come back to you and say, oh, hey, I'm feeling great, I want more. Like, you have to check in with them and say, hey, Jody, did your package come? How you doing? So excited for you to start. What flavor are you going to start with? 2 or 3 days later. Awesome. Hey, how you doing? Was lime great? What, how you feeling today? What are your goals? Asking people questions. I always say this one too. When you're ready for more, let me know because I have a coupon for you. And they're like, oh, people always ask me, how do you get people to not go to Amazon and eBay? Because right from the beginning, I let them know I'm here for them. I check in with them and then I tell them I have a coupon. They're not going to go to Amazon and eBay. They don't get coupons there. They're going to come to me and ask for a coupon. Here's my next tip. Whenever I follow up and give a coupon, I say to them, hey, here's your coupon. However, if you want to get these totally free, we have a place to do that, both as a customer or as a promoter. Does either of those interest you? And I sprinkle that in there. I literally won't give a coupon code without asking people if they're interested in either their referral program as a customer or their promoter program where they can come be a fly on the wall. I ask everyone. The worst thing that's going to happen is they say no. Oh, well, right? So that's part of the checklist on this follow-up sheet. If you're using this, it is in the files of the team pages. So you can easily get that, or you can make your own, whatever works for you. But the biggest thing here is you have to follow up with people. That's how you create a relationship. Ask them what they do for a living. Create those connections. Don't just follow up about ketones. Hey, what are you doing? I was just thinking about you. I know that you live in Arizona. I'm in Arizona right now. Like, you don't know those things unless you Facebook stalk and follow up with people. So for the next, we're going to change it to 10 because we went far. But for the next 10 minutes, we're going to do follow-ups from I don't know what time it is there, 5 to 5:10. And then we'll come back and just chat about how that went. So 10 minutes of follow-ups. If you don't have a follow-up system, please spend these next 10 minutes creating one, finding the files, printing them out. I've got my teacher hole puncher right here. This baby goes everywhere with me. Whatever works for you, awesome, but get some sort of a system in place. The other thing I want to mention is when people buy a 10-day challenge pack from the Pulse, those are people you have to follow up with too. Those are like trials. Those are now your customers. Make sure you're writing their names down as well. All right, see you in 10. All right. That was 10 minutes. We could literally probably spend 2 hours on that one. And you really should get in the routine of spending 1 or 2 nights a week. Like make that your week or your night for follow-ups. That's what works for me because I'm a scheduled type of girl. But does anybody have something that works for them, whether it's a system, language, something you do that you really rely on or believe in for follow-ups that you're willing to share with us?
I'll go. So I absolutely love follow-ups. I don't know if you guys saw my lives that I shared. I'll shut this off, sorry. I shared a couple lives in the crew and then Keto Evolution this past weekend, I think it was. I don't even remember. I don't even know what day it is. President's Day messed me all up. So I will literally just lock myself in a room for an hour or two just to get around to every single customer the same day, every single week, because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I am mom and dad for 2 weeks at a time. My husband works away. So I feel guilty being on my phone 24/8 doing this. And that's so hard with this business. It's so freaking hard, right? So that's one thing that really works for me to just balance out my time, because I think we all struggle with the balance. I was literally just talking to my one girlfriend. She's a promoter underneath me, totally killing it. She's also a full-time teacher. So she had to put her phone in the other room just to, not get fired. So she had to do that today. So, I mean, it's hard, but I mean, that's one thing that works for me. Follow-ups are everything. But I know a lot of us are struggling to figure out, okay, when to do them, like how to stay consistent with a system that works. And for me, that works for me. So I will literally just lock myself in a room for 2 weeks. The same every Thursday. It's every Thursday. I will literally do it for 2 hours, just lock myself in a room, do it while I have a 5-month-old. I'll do it while she's taking a nap. So it works for me, and I'm mom and dad. So just got to roll with the punches.
I love it. And maybe for somebody else, it's 15 minutes before they go to bed and they follow up with 5 people, right? So like what we do doesn't have to be what you do, as long as you have a system and as long as you're being consistent. Because if you go 2 weeks without following up with anybody, then you're going to be so far in the hole. You're going to be like, oh, where do I even start? How do I even begin? I don't have enough hours in the day to follow up with these people. But if you set a number or a time and you just stay consistent, it will be so much easier, right? Okay, so that was it, guys. Thanks for hopping on. I know that was a little more than an hour. These are Monday through Friday, so you can always, find one that fits in for you. You can run these with your own small teams if you want. And starting next week, we're definitely going to be looking for people to step up and help run these. You don't have to be a certain rank. You don't have to be doing this for a certain amount of time. It's literally the same platform, the same system. Like, we are looking for the next group of people to kind of step up and lead. It can be you, whether you're a week into this, a month into this, a rank 1 or a rank 10. It does not matter. So thanks for plugging in. That's 90% of the battle, and 90% of life is just showing up, and you're showing up. So give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next time.